For the last 3 episodes, we've talked about what's broken. We've built a Premier League, we've built the ACFA, but all that means absolutely nothing if it doesn't actually make college football better. So today, we're going to answer the only question that really matters. What if last season happened under this system? What would have changed? What else would we have had? Let's get into it. What's up, everybody? What's going on? I'm Bill Workman, Draft Yoda, your favorite draft nerd's your draft nerd, favorite draft nerd's favorite draft nerd. Over the last 3 episodes, we built an entire new version of college football. But today, putting it on the field. No more theory, no more conference maps, no more rule books. We're going to take last season. We're going to drop every team into this new structure, and we'll see what happens. We'll see how it cooks, man. So first, let's remind everybody, Premier League looks like 40 teams, 4 conferences, biggest brands, biggest fan bases, biggest television draws. Each team has 9 conference games, 1 Premier League crossover, and 2 regional games that we call regional rivalries. That way they're always helping the guys, with a little bit less viewership. There is no conference championship game because, as I said, you play 9 conference games. You play everybody in your conference, and it's pretty easy to figure out who's the winner. Right? That way, regular season matters. Every game matters. And you can't take a break. And because these conferences are regional, almost every game feels like it matters because every game is that. It matters. So to the other side, the ACFA, it's not a consolation prize. It's traditional college football. As close to traditional as we'll ever see again. Regional conferences, drivable road games. Schools competing against programs with similar resources. Boise State, Tulane, App State, Marshall, Fresno State, James Madison. Schools that have built years making football culture and football programs that just mattered without trying to spend like Texas. So they got to invest in themselves again. One of the biggest things we lose today is regional football. It's the old rivalries. It's the games your parents grew up watching, your grandparents grew up watching. This system gives those back. You get Clemson, South Carolina every year. You get your LSU, Georgia. You get Florida, Miami. You get Florida State, Miami. You get, Michigan State. You get Notre Dame, Ohio State every year. You get Texas A&M, Texas Tech, Texas, Oklahoma every year. And I'm not even just talking about the Premier League. You get Kansas State, Army, Navy. You get, JMU, App State. That is a banger if you've never been in attendance for that one. UCF, USF. You get Louisiana versus Louisiana Tech. You get Eastern Michigan versus Western Michigan. You got San Diego State, San Jose State. You've got Montana State. You've got, there are games at every division, at every level, that just mean more because they are there. These aren't random buy games. They are games the fans actually will care about because it's regional. You get to talk to the guy next to you who works in the same company as you that's a fan of one of these regional teams and talk a little mess because, hey, my team beat yours. Now let's get to the fun part. Premier League playoff. You got 8 teams. You got the 4 conference champions. You got 4 large bids. First round game on the campus. No politics. No wondering whether strength of schedule mattered this week or doesn't matter this week. Win your conference. You're in. You prove you're the one of the four best teams. Just sit back, close your eyes, and imagine this: a December night, 90,000 people in Columbus, or Eugene, or Austin, Texas. It's a home playoff game. Tell me there's nothing better than a neutral site bowl game. I tell you there is. It's that first round at home when you know everything matters. Same thing for the ACFA. And this is where I think the system really shines, because Boise State shouldn't have to play Ohio State to matter. App State shouldn't have to play Georgia and have a dream season cut short because you just don't have the dogs to play in Georgia. ACFA champion is a legitimate national champion. It's just like every other level. You win it, you're the champion. I mean, you've got the chance to have, I mean, if we look at last year's, breakdown, first round, North Texas versus Washington State, JMU versus Boise State, Tulane versus New Mexico, Navy versus Arizona. These games would have been monsters, absolute monsters. And that's the thing that I don't think people will realize or think about is the draw this will have, especially if we're really smart about it. You play the Premier League games as your nightcap games. You play these playoff games as your day game, your midday, your noon kickoff game. And just think about how much attention you're going to grab from these schools. These schools like North Texas, like Virginia, like Houston, Kennesaw State, Western Michigan, UNLV. I can go on and on. But these schools will have eyes on them that, on a normal December would never have happened. So in the current system, you had unlimited roster turnover. You had conference chaos, cross-country travel, TV-driven scheduling, and one championship. What changes? My system, the new system. Stable rosters, regional conferences, local rivalries, revenue sharing in the Premier League. 2 healthy divisions. Each school has a realistic goal. You can actually be a fan of Appalachian State and wonder, is this our year to win a national championship? I've been there. I was at App when they won national championships. Yeah, it was Division I AA, but it was a national championship, and you couldn't have taken that away from them. We're giving that back to football. We're giving that back to college football. And we're doing it in a way where that same Appalachian State doesn't have to spend $80 million to try to keep up with Tennessee, North Carolina, just teams in their backyard, Duke, NC State. Because those guys are in the Premier League. They're going to get those big guys. But you know what I can get? You know what I can offer? Development. I can offer a hometown feeling. I can offer fan bases that know you by name. It builds a different kind of caliber of football, of something a little bit more traditional. I got goosebumps thinking about it. Biggest schools, stop pretending they aren't professional football businesses. The smaller schools stop pretending they can financially compete with these businesses. And guess what? Everybody wins. I know exactly what people are thinking. I know exactly the criticism I'm going to get. I'm going to call it right now. You'll see it in the comments down below. You're destroying college football. Sorry, I don't think that's true. I think you're watching college football slowly disappear right now. I think we are watching the death rolls of college football as it stands because we're losing the rivalries. We're losing geography. We're losing continuity. We're losing the ability for fans to know who's on their team from one year to the next. You know, growing up when you were a kid and you got a jersey of a guy on your college football team, you knew you had a couple of years where you can wear that jersey to games. Now, you can't do that. My system fixes it. This proposal doesn't create problems. It acknowledges that they already exist and tries to fix what we can fix. This genie is out of the bottle, and like it or not, it's where we're at. Hardest thing in sports isn't changing. It's admitting that we've already changed and figuring out that we don't like where we're at and that we need to change again. When I started this series, I didn't want to make another video complaining about NIL or another video blaming the players, blaming the transfer portal, blaming the coaches. The players deserve to get paid. Coaches deserve to move. Schools deserve to maximize their revenue. I believe in all that. But I also believe college football deserves a structure built for the world it lives in now. The Premier League does that. The ACFA does that. Regional rivalries, revenue sharing, player contracts, we've got that all covered. Two healthy ecosystems instead of one broken one. Will this ever happen? Probably not. Probably not. But maybe, just maybe, future of college football starts with somebody being willing to imagine something different and speaking it out loud. If you've made it through all 4 episodes, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. Even if you disagree with me, thank you. I'm willing to have a conversation. I know I'm not the smartest man in the room, but hey, I can figure some things out sometimes. This is all because I think college football is worth saving. I love college football. I love football in general. Football is something that if we lose, it's going to take a big piece out of my life. But college football in general, I love it. Absolutely love it. I'm Bill Workman. I am the Draft Yoda. I'm your favorite draft nerd, and this has been Saving College Football. Thank you for watching.